Well, everybody, we are sitting in a hole. Literally. We're sitting in a hole means that the driver's seat and the passenger seat are worn out. People have been sitting in it for the past 20 years, farting in it. Different type of size, weight size classes we're in here. That's for sure, because the driver's seat is just, feel like you're sitting on the bottom. And because we can't continue on mechanically because I'm waiting on parts, I'm sort of stuck here, and instead of doing nothing, we're going to redo the driver and a passenger seat. Just let me tell you this right now, it is not all as easy as it always looks on these fine YouTube videos. I think a lot of them should take this stuff apart and then they put it back together lightly, and when they film it, it looks just like it's a breeze. And so far, nothing I've done in this truck has been a breeze. I mean, absolutely nothing. Everything had to do with problems, and it was a lot harder than what it seemed to be, which is fine. It's an old car, but nothing got close to the videos I've seen on YouTube. So I'll do these seats right here, and then we'll see whatever project we're coming up with next. All you really have to do is take off these screws right here. It's very simple. Once you've taken these off, take off this middle part right there with the buttons on it. And once you have them off, you can pretty much peel the whole seat off. It's not that hard. So there you go. It's just two plugs that you just unplug from the back. And that's your unit. And now you just kind of peel off the seat. It's because of, you can see this white thing right here that kind of holds onto the metal. You have that all the way on around the seat. You unclip these by just pulling them down, and you can pull off the whole seat cover. So as you'll see, this is just the seat. This is what you sit on once you take the comfortable part out. I wanted to take this big part out right here, but I haven't done that yet. I might do that later, but this is what it looks like. And one of these motors right here is not working. Maybe even both of these. I gotta see if I can find these or not once I get part number off it. But yeah, trying to redo my seat right now. I'm going to do the other side over there here in just a moment. Also, I'm back inside the house. I'm gonna try to get some of these wrinkles out of the seat. If you can see what it looks like right now, you can see these indentions and so the wrinkles, and I'm gonna try to get them out with the hot steam and kind of get the seat to come back up to where it needs to be. And this one is looking pretty good. The driver's seat was a lot worse. Of course, I've seen a lot more action probably. So I am trying to get this one here nice and neat. You'll be able to get these wrinkles here out and kind of puff it up a little more. On this one right here, you can see the waste from the seat heater. I'll try to get that out. And over here on the other side as well, I'll try to kind of get that a little worked up as well to be back to normal sort of, and then kind of go from there. So as you can tell, or if you've seen, the wrinkles just sort of disappear with the hot steam. So I'm gonna do the entire seat right here. I'll do this entire part. I'll do this entire part completely, and on the other side as well. And once I'm done with it, I'll spray it down with some Febreze, because it's got some stink in it, that's for sure. It's 20 years old. People have been farting in it 20 years. So it's, I guess, been collecting all of it, because you will smell every bit of that when you steam it. And once it's done, it'll have to dry. So here I am at the heating element right now. The green stuff here, sort of part of the heating element. You gotta basically cut this right here, cut it along these edges right here, and then take this white thing out. The white thing here is your seat heater. You can still see the label on there. In this particular model, they glued them, or they sewed them to the leather, and that has to be taken off. So I'm gonna try to cut this thing out of here now, and then later on glue it onto the new one. So when you're separating this, you can tell when you finally get to the separation part, it's not glued, it's just sewn in there. So you take off all these stitches, and then you have this part essentially. That's what you're trying to get loose right here. And you got to do this on every line that's coming up here in between. You do that from the inside right here once you got it loose all the way around here. This is the heating element when it's freed from its cover. Basically, you got front side, back side, and this just gets glued back onto the cushion, and that's it. So what we're doing here now is basically just measuring the foam, cutting the foam to where the underside of the seat cushion it gets covered, as you see here. It's just kind of upholstered a little bit. People have been sitting in it for 20 years, and you can recover some of the foam, but not all of it. You spray it down with some glue, lay the heat pad on it, and kind of just let it adhere to it. Same thing with the rear. Spray on glue, and then put the foam onto it. Trim it if necessary, and that's basically it. After that, you put the new cover over it, and your seat cushion is pretty much done. Now on my driver's seat, I had a black spot you can see on the cushion, and that was sort of tore up and stayed soft. All the rest of the cushions kind of came back to life, like it's memory foam or some sort. And the steam brought it back to life, except that one. So I just cut it out, and I filled it with the medium or like a high density sort of foam I had here. 2 layers of that, and then kind of shaped it. And it doesn't have to be completely accurate for it to work out on the end. Once you've done that, basically, it's time to install. Install is a little tricky. The metal that they go on is really sharp. I cut my fingers up in all sorts of ways. And in order to get the switch panel in, you have to actually cut a hole in the leather and then put it on the seat and try to tie it down. Problem here is that it didn't go as smooth as I wanted it to, because the plastic clips underneath these covers, because they're not original, they've sewed them all the way around. On the originals, they were only in certain spots, so it made it a bit difficult, especially front end.